attended an art class to any kind of capacity, you've probably already painted one of these. But here's a video in case you haven't. Hey everyone, how's it going? So this is the third episode of the How to Paint Basics series, and today, as I said, I'm going to be painting some peppers. I've got to say, the theme of this series has predominantly been still life, but if you guys want me to, try and make more painting tutorials doing other stuff, then do leave your suggestions below. So far, I think in the comments from my last video, one of you guys suggested doing some lilies. So I guess I will have to paint some lilies at some point. Anyway, my lovelies, I'm gonna get straight into this video. This painting is actually quite a favorite of mine just because it's really easy to paint and I think it's a really good beginner piece. Okay, well, I will chat to you in the voiceover. Mwah! Hello. So, to get into the painting, as per usual, I've already drawn out what I want to paint, and what you see me doing now is just going over and just putting down my first layer of paint. Now, this is a little bit different than the way I usually do things, because if you can tell, and I hope that you can, that I'm actually using two different shades of red. So the one that I'm doing right now is like a more like crimson-y red that has more hints of blue in it, whereas the one on the left-hand side is a kind of a shade of red that has got more yellowy orangey tones to it. And now, like I said, this is different to the way I usually do things, because if you've seen my other two videos, you would know that I usually put down dark shadows first and then put in the colour and then go over and, adjust the highlights and shadows and put down the different shades that need to be there, I suppose. So this was done a little bit differently. But what you can see now is after I put down my two different shades of red, I'm just going in and adding a little bit more of a contrast with this like burgundy maroon colour. And actually, one thing I forgot to mention as well that is really important in this particular painting is, do you see where the white highlights are? So for example, there's a bit right to the left hand corner and obviously the white patch in the middle of the pepper. Usually, well, I say usually, some artists like to paint the entire pepper red and then just go over and add like a patch of white over the top. But what I like to do is to not paint the area altogether and just leave it a little bit blank, or white I should say, so that later on when I go to add the white paint, it's a bit more, I don't know, I guess it's more highlighted. So, similar thing with the yellow pepper. As you can see, I'm going in with my first shade, and then there you see I'm adding in my slightly darker shade of like yellowy orangey. And again, this is what I mean about the white parts. Do you see where I've left those white areas? I could have just painted the entire thing yellow and then later on gone over and added the white paint over the top. But I personally find that when I do, it's a little bit better to fill in later. So again, you can see that I kind of just worked my way from the dark colours from the outside of the pepper inside to the lighter parts, and that way it makes it a little bit easier as opposed to putting down the really dark paint at the beginning and then trying to put light over the top. Because sometimes when you do that, it becomes very difficult to get the right contrast that you want, whereas this way it's a little bit more, well, you can play with it a little bit easier. So what you can see me doing now is just going over with my darker shades and just, trying to make it pop and adding in shadows where I feel are, complementary to the picture as a whole. And now I'm just doing the stalk. Again, this is a relatively simple way to do this. I started off with a lighter shade of green, put down my base, and then started building it back up layer by layer. And there you go, so you saw me put down the first layer, and now I'm going in with a darker green and finishing off with a little bit of white as well. And I think I do the same, and oh yeah, I forgot I did this actually. I also went in with a little bit of black paint as well, just to really define the edges of it. Again, similar technique with the other stalk, and just gotta keep going until that's finished. So now you can leave your painting like this if you like, but I actually really like having backgrounds even on really basic still life paintings, just because, I don't know, I think it just draws the whole painting together and makes it look more complete. So what I'm doing now is putting in two different shades, and can you see that it's that, well, you're going to see in a second, but it's actually kind of like a diagonal line that is going through the painting as opposed to a horizontal line. And the thing I like most about this, and you're going to see in a second when it's finished, is that it really looks like the peppers are actually just sitting at the edge of a table, and I really like that. I don't know why. I feel like it's such a simple background, but it's just the fact that the line is horizontal, I mean the diagonal and not horizontal, just gives it that really, I don't know, extra edge, if you like. So this is probably the simplest of the paintings I've done so far, and I really hope you enjoyed it, guys. Do give it a thumbs up if you did, and also, as I said, give me some suggestions. Let me know what kind of things you would like me to paint in my next videos. Anyway, just finishing off with a little bit of shadows and adding the final touches, and that's everything. Hope you enjoy, guys. Take care, and I'll see you later. Bye!